Good evening. I'm Mutlan from Police College, Thailand. This time I'm going to present topic Missiology. My supervisor, Professor Dr. Johsir. Introduction. God's mission, or Missio Dei. Missio Dei is the whole work of God to save the world. Preservation of Israel, the messengers of the prophet to Israel and to the surrounding nation. Christ's mission to the world, messengers, gospel messages to the nation. Ari the quiver. The word mission used here refer on the whole biblical task, mission, Church of Jesus Christ. Mission is a comprehensive term, include the ministry of the church upward, in and out. Church is sent like someone on spiritual journey, a stranger, a witness, a prophet, and a servant, as salt and light to this world. Matthew 5, verse 13 to 16. The mission of Bible. The Bible is only one that telling God's statement to man, and the Bible has three dimensions: God's authority, divine inspiration, divine inspiration, inerrancy, and infallibility. The Bible consists of 29 books, Old Testament, and 27 New Testament. Has a unity because it has main concept that constant, on the basis of theology proposed and news delivered. Biblical theology about the mission. One, God is universal. So Psalm 47, 8, 9. God and his love created the world human to glorify God, and therefore he created all things good. Psalm 19, verse 1 and 2. Sin causes man fall short of the glory of God. Genesis 3, verse 24. God in his love and grace want us, one who have fallen into sin be saved. John 3, 16. God chose a certain race, certain people, and in the Old Testament era to be witness about God, and finally Christ to carry out his rescue mission to mankind and the world. Genesis 12, verse 1 to 3. God involved in his church on his rescue mission by preaching the gospel to all nations. Mark 16, 15, Matthew 28, 19. Mission in the Old Testament. Mission in Old Testament or covenant can be seen briefly as follows. God's mission in creation is universal to his creation, and God himself connect himself with the world universally. God who created the world and everything in it, and man is the pinnacle of his creation. This shows that God has dealt with human from the beginning, that is in universal meaning, people of all nations and not a particular or Israel only. In the form of promise of salvation, found in Genesis 3:15, according to Tomala, Genesis 3:15, promise of salvation which was birthed at the time it was proven legally guilty and helpless. The promise of salvation eschatological, that is looking ahead to the time that God allows, Galatians 5 verse 4, and also messianic, for it will be fulfilled by someone's Savior Christ and Messiah, the peacemaker, the mediator, Matthew 1, 18-25, Luke 1, 31-35, etc. And mission in the New Testament. New Testament fact is a book about the mission. The book of Acts are the authentic mission notes of the apostle and the early church. It is said to be because of all the churches built through mission efforts that unite mission of Jesus with the mission of the church. Mission in the Old Testament is centripetal, outside in essence, that nation come to Israel and they can get to know and worship the true God, whereas mission in New Testament is centrifugal, center out. meaning that from the church or from Israel, salvation news will be delivered to all nations. Mission and story of the apostle, gospel preaching. The gospel preached must be communicative and grow according to text and context. One mission and nature of the gospel. The divine Bible, that is God as the source, Romans 1:16. Mission is clearly planned by God. Bible is perfectly designed for mission. The target of the mission is human or mankind, centered on Christ. True mission and the uniqueness of gospel. Features that prominent in Christianity is agape love. Yeah, John 3:16. Nature of God is a single or unique gain. Conclusion. If at the time of the Old Testament, Israel specifically as an arena of God's activity or mission that oriented to all people on earth, meanwhile, in time of New Testament, Israel's special role was taken over by a new community, God's church, consisting of various nations. Matthew 21, verse 43. That means the life of believer or church of mission value to his mission. So if seen in the Old Testament, then the church does not yet exist. In Matthew 16, verse 18, Jesus said that he will establish his church. Clear truth statement of Jesus Christ said, it is clear that the church didn't exist before. The new church can have a head with work after the resurrection of Christ. Hence, a bit risky if it is said that the church already exists before his resurrection. Ephesians 1, verse 20. The new church can function the gift of spirit after ascension of Christ to heaven. Ephesians 4, verse 7 to 12. The gospel preached must be communicative and grow according to the text and context. Bible is defined and properly designed for the mission. The mission center on Christ and target on the mission of human. And this is my reference. Thank you. Shalom.